I am here with some very special guests. Oh, look at that. We just got someone else even joining us. Yay!
Ozzy!
We're so excited. We're going to talk about WandaVision and holy cow. I listen, full disclosure, my brain is in DC mode because of the Justice League trailer. I'm trying to move over to Marvel mode, but I'm excited to have some very special guests today. Ren, why don't you go ahead, introduce yourself, and let everyone know where they can find you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ren Geekness. I am a geek, and I do movie reviews, trailer reactions, all that good stuff on my channel, Ren Geekness, which you can find Ren Geekness on YouTube and Twitter.
All right. Ozzy, you want to go?
Hey, everybody. What's up? My name's Ozzy. I am here in Miami. I am at Film Foodie Ozzy all across the board, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, www.filmfoodieozzy.com. Movie nerd, dad to 2 little boys, and excited to get this show on the road. I actually might pop in and out because my wife gifted me a haircut, as you can see, very much needed. So she's at Macy's now with my 5-year-old getting some stuff for her mom, while the 1-year-old is behind me, knocked out somewhere here. So so I wanted to pop in real quickly, and yes, that Justice League trailer.
I know. All right, Leo, why don't you tell everybody who you are and where they can find you?
First off, thanks for having me on, Tessa. This is awesome. I love Ren. Ozzy, it's good to meet you. It's good to stream with you guys for the first time. So I'm ecstatic to talk some WandaVision. I'm still in Justice League mode as well after that trailer. Like, oh my gosh, what a mind explosion that was. But guys, I'm Leo. Come on over to my channel on YouTube, Geekly Goods. And then I'm on Twitter at Leo Rydell. I do reactions, news, reviews on the latest in geek. So that includes movies, anime, TV shows. All of it, guys. Help a brother out and come on over to the channel if you're watching.
And we all have reactions up, I think. I don't know if Oz does, but yeah, to the Justice League. But let's try to move on from that. It's going to be hard. We might pop it. Maybe at the end, we'll bring it back around and do some Justice League stuff. But WandaVision, we've got clearly the end of a second act here. It's very obvious that they are doing this. 3 episodes is Act 1. 3 episodes is Act 2. And I can't even imagine what is going to be in store for us in Act 3. Let's talk about Evan Peters real quick. So I was super excited about. I think he's the superior Quicksilver. I'm going to say it, and I think it's got a lot to do with him in those movies, the writing for him, and how they portrayed him. You know, I loved his running and the slow motion and all that stuff. I thought that was done great. But man, I kind of loved his character in this episode, right? Do you guys have any thoughts on him in this episode?
Who should go first?
You can go, Ren.
Oh, I can go? Okay. I also think, to be fair, he's the superior Quicksilver, but he also had much more time to develop his character. So there's that. I really liked him in this episode. I think he plays the bum uncle because, of course, he's the bum uncle very well. And I was just... What I'm going to say might come off as negative, but I say this in a very good way. I was very confused at his interactions with Wanda throughout this episode. The stuff he knew, the memories he supposedly had, because he mentions, finding Shangri-La and then coming back because I heard you calling. And then he knows about Vision and the events ever since. He has the memories of actual MCU Quicksilver, but as if he had stayed alive beyond Age of Ultron, which is very odd. My eyebrow immediately raised when in the recap that they do before the big Marvel opening, they show a clip from Age of Ultron, specifically showing the audience this Quicksilver looks completely different than the one we have right now. So I think we purposefully so didn't have any answers whatsoever about him in the episode. But we did have a hint as to not trust him. But I don't want to get ahead of myself or you guys. So that's it for me for now.
You're right. When they showed that in the previously on, it's just so, it's all so crazy, like how this is happening. And then I kind of love how he's like, what did he say? He either said I got shot or I died like a chump in the streets. And I was like, you did. That death was the dumbest. I was like, really? He can't avoid the bullets? Like, come on. Yeah. He's just going to die.
That's Joss Whedon for you.
I know, right. So, Ozzy, what did you think about Quicksilver in this episode?
Man, I loved how they totally give the Quicksilver we've never really seen, because we've always seen a very campy, happy-go-lucky. Towards the end, I think what was it, of Apocalypse, if him wanting to, be with his dad, but we got a dark, I would say, semi-sadistic, very snarky, almost not campy Quicksilver. And again, Quicksilver from Ultron, it was such a tease because that character came in and out so fast.
Yeah.
We've had time to grow and like this one, because again, the stories may have not been good, but his storyline and his portrayal in the X-Men series was one of my favorites. And I love seeing this other side of him.
It's crazy. What do you think, Leo?
Oh, I love this Quicksilver. I agree with what everyone is saying. We didn't get enough of the Aaron Taylor Johnson Quicksilver to really judge him enough. Yeah. He was so in and out. Which was weird. Quicksilver died by bullets. Like, would he kind of be able to speed past that?
But it was a choice.
Right. It's like, what? But I really liked him in this episode. I thought he played off of Scarlet Witch really well. I thought they had some good back and forth. And I love the classic costumes in this episode. Like, talk about bringing up the intro from the beginning, getting the white lightning bolt on the t-shirt. What I really like about him is that he has good energy with speed. And I was like, oh, this is like an interaction we haven't really seen him in before. So I agree with what you're saying, Ozzy. We get a couple of beats from him that we haven't even seen before because we are used to that kind of quirky version of him inside of X-Men. But I'm hoping we get some slow-mo scene. Like, give us one slow-mo running scene, because he was just kind of bolting back and forth, and I was like the whole time I was just like, can we just get one slow-mo? But I really like him. There are some ominous exchanges between him and Wanda, like when they're sitting down in the middle of the town and just talking, and you get that quick little look at the bullet holes from the previous Quicksilver. Yeah. That was a weird little blip right there. Might be jumping ahead a little, but what a way to kind of throw us off and make us realize, okay, this is the MCU Quicksilver's memories and experiences even inserted right into the Fox Quicksilver. What a way to throw us off. And it makes me think, is this possibly Mephisto? Is this somebody conjured up by Mephisto? Wanda said she was lonely in the episode, so somebody could be playing up to those vulnerabilities. So I don't even know. Is this even Quicksilver?
I know. Well, that's the thing, right? Is it? And it felt like, and I wonder if you guys agree with me, and I feel like you probably do. Didn't it feel like was trying to like pry and get stuff from her? Like, how did you do this? What happened here? But it was very like he was trying to get information from her.
He is very, very curious.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing.
Is weird.
And he clearly... And he's clearly throughout the entire episode trying to create a connection a lot with the twins. Mm-hmm. And clearly he just takes his relationship with Wanda for granted, like everything's cool between them as far as he's concerned, quote unquote. And he clearly doesn't even care about Vision.
Right.
Like it was a popsicle or whatever. But with the kids, he tries to get very close. He tries to be the really cool uncle that both of them like. Which again, it's a very suspicious thing. I think we're onto something here if we consider that he. I said this. I don't know if I think I've said this on our chat, and I know I said it in my review of episode 5. But I think this is Mephisto, and he went on because there is only one hell throughout the multiverse. There are several universes, but there's only one hell. Mm-hmm. So I think in episode 5, Wanda was constantly, whenever they were arguing, her and Vision, there would be an interruption, and usually it would be Catherine Hahn, Agnes. But by the end, the argument is so big, they needed something to like completely forget about it. So I think Mephisto went throughout the multiverse and got a Quicksilver, but he got the wrong Quicksilver.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That could be.
But you know what's interesting?
Like, oops.
Is that Quicksilver, Evan Peters, keeps on referencing stuff back to their parents, but Wanda never looks like 100% sold on it. She's almost kind of like, I don't remember that the way you do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
that's
when,
true.
when
That's
he's,
the vibe I
he's like,
get.
oh, you probably suppressed your trauma or something like
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And which that's what she's kind of doing. And I go so back and forth on, is Wanda completely doing this? I think, I don't know. I mean, well, we saw her expand the bubble or the hex, which I love.
Yeah.
But I wonder if that's like after tempting. Like, is it just like
Right.
all of these things that are happening? Are they happening for a reason to tempt her to actually do these things? And I thought, I kind of wonder if Agnes really is innocent, like she was acting, or if she was acting that way to turn Vision against Wanda purposely. Like, is this some kind of conjuring to get Vision against Wanda, so then at all odds she still has to use the most of her powers to the best of her abilities? I'm so confused.
There's so many things that it could be, and it's funny because I feel like every time we get a little bit of an answer, they're like, "Here's 100 more questions for you."
Yeah.
Like, right? I'll give you a half answer and then make you second guess every other thing you've ever thought about this show. And I don't know that we're going to fully get answers in the final 3 episodes either, because I think this is, I mean, they've said it's leading into Doctor Strange 2 and Spider-Man 3 even. So I feel like they're going to leave us with here's a whole bunch of cliffhangers that you can wait for the movie to come out and figure.
Because this is not ending well. Like, that's
no, it's going to be
certain.
heartbreaking.
No.
Yeah.
This is going to end with something major, and we're just going to be left like, God damn it.
I know.
Wanda's just gonna shout at the top of her lungs, "No more multiverse," and then everything just
Oh my god!
opens up.
I think it actually ends like with the evil quote unquote version of portals. There's just portals everywhere, but everything is out of control.
It could. I mean, listen, and this was even supposed to be after Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which means Falcon and the Winter Soldier is going to come, and we're going to have 8-9 weeks or however long of like no answers.
It's literally, unless my count is off, it's literally going to end the week before Falcon and Winter Soldier comes off.
I think there's a 1-week break, and I think they're doing it on purpose because yep. Because I think what they're going to do is they're going to drop you know how we got the Marvel Legends before WandaVision?
Oh, yeah.
I think they'll do a Falcon and the Winter Soldier that week. I don't know that, but that would be my guess.
Mm-hmm.
So is the storyline in Falcon and Winter Soldier happening before WandaVision or concurrently?
Timing-wise, I don't know.
I think the show itself will tell us.
The show itself will tell us. Yeah.
Unless they've already said in an interview or something and I missed it.
Also, I wanted to ask you guys, this is supposed to be a couple weeks after Endgame, right? So isn't
real quick
Far
after
From Home like months after Endgame?
Yeah.
So are these things happening concurrently?
Because this is 3 weeks. How long was Far From Home?
I think it was like 8 months.
Yeah, like almost a year.
Yeah, they're back in school already and everything.
Yeah, right.
Maybe this will have maybe this has gone on so long that towards the end of the series it'll be like a year after Endgame.
Maybe.
Right.
Because it could be a situation of time passes differently inside and outside the hex.
Right.
Very true.
Definitely could be. Oh, I know. And now, speaking of inside the hex, I'm just going all over the place, but my brain went, now we have Darcy inside of the hex.
And we don't see what happens to her.
Nope.
I know.
No.
Everything else. Literally clowns, which I hated. I hate clowns. But we see
God,
everything.
that freaked me out.
I was like, why clowns? Can we not? It had to be a circus. And I mean, we've got all of Sword inside there now. So the only people I think are out are
Jimmy,
whoever was with him, right? Were there people? And then
There's
Jimmy.
2 other people with him.
Yeah.
Oh,
I wish Hayward got sucked in. I was like, come on, man.
for being here, James.
He's
Hey,
Mephisto
James!
too.
Hey, James.
He has to be a good boyfriend today. It's Valentine's Day or something.
Yeah, I got my dinner at 5 actually. So yeah.
Oh, that's nice. But yeah, so what do you think? Like, I'm curious what's going to happen with Darcy, and I don't know.
Well,
I
Monica's
almost
back in
wonder
there
if
too, right?
I don't think Monica. I think Monica and Jimmy escaped. Well, we didn't see.
Yeah,
they were.
They escaped, I think,
because they've set up, like, even writing wise, they've set up the friend they're going to meet. So right now they're gotta meet that
Right,
friend.
that's
Reed
right.
Richards.
Oh, that's right.
I steered you guys wrong last week.
Yes, I know. You confused me.
The subtitles steered me wrong, and I steered you guys wrong because the Portuguese, the Spanish, and the Italian subtitles said that the aerospace engineer would be a woman because she. But now she literally says "my guy" in this episode.
Right, I know. Well, that made me think: is it both of them? Is it Sue and Reed out there?
Hey, we couldn't have enough. Like, give us the whole 4 if y'all want to.
Right? Like, is this how they get their powers?
The only reason why I don't think it is them is because in Feige we trust, and I mean that like for everything. He said that this is like back 3 years now, but he said I have a 5-year plan. The Fantastic Four won't come before that 5-year plan.
But
so it's weird, but who knows?
Gonna surprise us.
Maybe even just even if they give us a back shot and they're like, "Hey, that's it.
I know.
Great, we have something."
It ruins my idea for the Fantastic Four, but I'll take it. I'll take it.
Unless that's how they end it, maybe.
Oh, and then we have to wait 3 years for the movie.
What an ending that would be. Oh man, I'm kind of wondering if in the case of Monica, when she went into the hex and Wanda used the magic, I wonder if that was in her case an awakening and it won't happen with Darcy. Like if there was just dormant abilities in her already that have been awoken, and maybe Darcy won't get abilities. But
I know, because that's the thing. Like, is everybody gonna get abilities? Is this a reverse No More Mutants where everyone inside the hex ends up with abilities?
More mutants.
Miss Marvel's in New Jersey.
I know.
I think she creates Inhumans and not mutants myself.
Right.
I'm still holding on to that one because the Hex, they said that the energy is as old as the universe itself. That's Terra Genesis in the comics. It's as old as the universe itself. So I'm like, Inhumans. It's gotta be.
I know. I hope so, because I love the Inhumans. And then that show came out. I didn't even watch it because I was told, please don't. Because I was so excited for it. Yeah.
I actually saw it in the theater.
Me too, Ren.
Oh, you went
in IMAX. I didn't pay for it.
Luckily.
Not that I went illegally either. Not that quick story.
Right.
Just there's only one big cinema chain back in my home country, and I happen to know the son of the owner of that chain, so I get movies for free, guys.
Lucked out, mister. I ended up paying.
Nice.
Small countries win.
So I feel like, in other words, I need good Inhumans, just like Fantastic Four, right?
Yes.
We need it done right.
Fantastic Four is a long time coming by now.
Yeah, I know it is.
I know.
So 2015, RIP.
I know. So if you don't think it's like, who do you think it could be if it's not Reed or?
If I was going still with my theory from the previous week where we thought it was going to be a she, I'd have to say, not that I like this, but I'd have to say Riri Williams. Because Ironheart doesn't come out like until the end of 2022 or something, but the actress is already cast.
Yeah.
Why would you already cast the actress if you're not going to use her?
Yeah, that's early to be cast. And it would be, I mean, it's a good setup for her.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of introduce her a little bit to get people, I want to know more about her. Oh, well, here's her show 2 years later or a year later, whatever. So
what if it's Doctor Strange and she somehow knows him and they tap into each other?
But he's not an aerospace engineer, though.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. I do think he'll show up. I would not be surprised if he shows up. I really think he will, but I don't think that'll be like a very end.
Yeah, and I don't think he's the Luke Skywalker cameo myself.
No. I know. Who's that going to be?
I got my theory for that. I've shared with you guys.
What's your theory? Do it.
Do you want me to do that now?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
So
I love this theory.
I think Doctor Strange, as far as the guy who comes in and solves everything right now, not only leaves a lot, will feel too easy, but also will leave a lot of the tension off in Doctor Strange. Because if we see that he can help Wanda now, we already know for sure he'll be able to help her in his movie. A lot of people want Magneto right now in the chat. People are suggesting, I think that would be really cool. It would be really cool for us because we know Magneto is the father of Wanda, blah, blah, blah. but Magneto can't help Wanda. Like Magneto versus Wanda wins like that.
Yeah.
They've perfectly established right now that she's getting stronger. She could have taken out Thanos on her own. I think the one person that makes story sense, makes logical sense, and leaves the stakes open and high for Doctor Strange 2 is Professor Charles Xavier.
Yes.
I think after this, I think episode 7 is even the perfect way to introduce him. Patrick Stewart, that is. Patrick Stewart,
Right, yes.
Professor X. Because she's out of control. People are inside. They need to go full force now. Excuse me, I think I'm able to help.
Oh
And
my
in
gosh.
comes the wheelchair and he
Gives me
walks
chills.
in.
So you think he'll walk in, or do you think he'll cerebro?
Ooh.
Put cerebro on and say
Ooh.
like, Wanda, we need kind of like Jimmy, like
right.
trying to talk that line.
I haven't considered like him directly contacting Wanda, but that would be interesting.
Yeah, like there
Because he's the
maybe
one
because
person who might be able to distract her and get into her mind.
yeah, since his Quicksilver is gone, it might be a tell-all of like, well, hold on, something's not right here. Let's kind of pop cerebro on and look and see.
And again, this would be like a one-time thing. I don't think he'd stick around or become the new Professor X or anything. It's I need my Quicksilver back, guys. Come on.
Right. Right. Why did you take him away? That's funny. So let's see. If Real Vision is dead and Thanos destroyed the stones in 2018, why is the Mind Stone in Fake Vision's head not falling apart when he tries to leave?
Well, he was.
He was.
Oh, he was gonna die. Yeah.
He was getting stripped away.
Oh,
I was like, I can't do this again. It's PTSD.
Oh no, my wife turned away. She was like, I can't watch Vision die a third time. No.
Yeah,
For real.
I know.
Ah.
It's ridiculous. So I don't know. I think it's probably going to do with the fact that it's not the real Mind Stone and it's just an illusion and part of his whatever. You know what I mean?
What's weird is in the trailer we see like a shot of her with the Mind Stone like in front of her glowing. So like I wonder if she somehow got the actual Mind Stone back or she stole Vision. So maybe she stole the Mind Stone too. Who knows? Maybe she ran a couple errands.
One, I don't know.
Or she could have created something similar to it that only works in her world.
Yeah.
That is interesting because if Wanda can create Infinity Stones, given that they don't exist in this universe
Or
anymore,
something similar. Yeah, something similar.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. I don't know. I think like in the next few episodes, if they have like an argument or again, like she makes him disappear and the stone is the only thing that remains, because it reminds her of her ideal version of Vision, or live version. I don't know. Maybe it's something visually symbolic, I guess.
Did any of you guys question what they were doing with Vision when we saw the camera footage of her like going in there? Like, were they weaponizing him potentially?
I think they're trying to create weapons. I mean, they are weapon. They changed it from the comics, which is world, to weapon. So I think that's what they're doing. They're trying to either create their own weapons, figure out stuff, weaponize him, weaponize synthezoids. I don't. It's definitely weapon related, I think.
Sentinels? Okay, I'm jumping ahead.
Oh wow,
I think they could be wanting to be bringing Ultron back somehow.
Yeah.
Because I still want to see Ultron in this. They've teased Ultron. They said his name. I need.
Yeah, clip to watch Ultron after it's over.
Every time. It's like, make sure you watch this. It's like, okay, I've seen it. Thank you. Every episode.
How about a lot of the Magneto similarities in Wanda's movements? I'm sure you guys have seen that floating around the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way she flies and everything.
Yeah.
Even from the guns pointing at the soldiers, and the way she maneuvers, her hands and stuff.
When she like conjured her hands up in this episode right before the hex, that's like a direct Magneto.
There's so many of them.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Like someone did their homework very well.
Right. Yeah. Listen, I mean, like father, like daughter, right? And that's the thing is, I hope if they, I've said this before, I said this last time, it really bothers me already that Magneto's not her father. Like that, as a fan, I'm like, come on. So I want Magneto in here somehow. Just try to make it right. But
do you guys think they could
will.
potentially drop both of them in, Professor X and Magneto? Give us a little
think so.
two-hit wonder.
It's odd because and I know I'm not the only one, but I know I would prefer Patrick Stewart, Professor Xavier, but I know I would prefer Michael Fassbender, Magneto.
yes,
So if you drop both of them, which one do you choose to drop?
you just right. Well, both. Just do the good one.
Or use both of them because of the different universes.
Yeah, all four.
Yeah, all four. It's just crazy anyway.
That would be
Might as well.
expensive. That would explain the budget of the show.
Right. Yeah, that would be.
Hey guys, I'm tapping out.
All right.
Bye, Ozzy.
Thanks for joining.
Thanks for joining us.
Have a good haircut.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was cute. Let's talk about Agnes for a second here, because I've been from the beginning. She's Agatha Harkness, like before even seeing an episode. That was my immediate thought, and then I felt like that was reiterated time and time and time again. And this episode, I still believe it, but it made me second guess it for a little bit in this episode. And so do you guys think when she was stopped there in her car, do you think she's messing with Vision? Is she trying to incite him to get him to leave?
Yeah.
Or what do you think?
I definitely think she's messing with Vision. She was the only, if I'm not mistaken, she was the only like frozen person that was actually talking when she was frozen.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone else talked.
Yeah, I know there was like
Yeah.
the tear and then the woman stitching, but I don't think anybody else could actually talk. And then when she snapped out of it, she reminded him of the Avengers instantly. I don't know. It just feels to me like they're trying really hard. Like Agnes is trying really hard to turn Vision against Wanda. She also pulls around Ellis Avenue, which that's from the first X-Men movie. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to turn Wanda and Vision against each other so that Wanda uses her max potential to make the worst of worst happen. So Mephisto can be under control behind the scenes. And what if Mephisto's Agnes? What if they want us to believe Agatha's Agnes and it's Mephisto? I'm so confused.
Well, so someone showed me the other day too. Agatha Harkness is Agnes, Agnes, right? So the first two letters in the last three, and I was like, yeah, okay. That never had crossed my mind. But I feel that feels like a Kevin Feige Marvel thing to just we're going to throw this in here, and then she had that brooch. And I think there is a chance she could be Agatha Harkness and still not 100% in control of herself. Maybe a little bit. Like maybe she went there to help Wanda or something, and she kind of got trapped in, but she's like not totally. I don't know.
That's the thing that really leaves me really confused, because in episode 3, she's really afraid when they're in that scene with Herb in the fence. Yeah. But then in episode 5, she's always constantly interrupting and helping Wanda and whatnot. And then in this episode, there's this scene in the car. So if she is Agnes and she's trying to get to Wanda, there are very strange things, like why would she risk getting caught in this trance if she wants Wanda's powers? If she isn't, like, why did she come in? Why is she the one that we don't know her true identity yet of the people who went missing? And why did she conveniently come in throughout episode 5? One thing that I hadn't considered up until now, and it just came to my mind, is that we've considered Mephisto or Agnes are behind this. I haven't considered that they're not working together, but they have the same goal, but they're trying to see who gets to Wanda first.
Oh, maybe.
It still leaves a lot of questions open, I think, when it comes to why was she so freaked out and so afraid in episode 3? And then if she isn't, why did she, all those questions again resurface? Because again, we don't have all the answers and it's frustrating.
I know.
and we don't see her and Quicksilver together ever. We haven't seen them together in the same scene yet.
Oh, we haven't.
That's
true.
Well. That's the thing as well, because Mephisto can be... Because Mephisto is the devil, people. We got to realize this. He can be several people at the same time. I believe if he is someone inside, he would probably be Agnes or Quicksilver. Hints to that in the commercial, and I'm sure we'll get to that. But I think Mephisto would be someone who would be able to do this and would be someone who would have interest in playing both sides. So I think inside he is Agnes. I think outside he is Hayward. Ever since that dude debuted, and I know you're with me on this, Tessa.
As soon as you said it to me, I went, yeah, okay.
There's something not right. And ever since that episode, in all the episodes, yes, he's quote unquote an ass and he just wants to go in full force, and he doesn't trust Wanda. But something in his performance, it's not that he is a bad actor. There's something in his performance that is very suspicious.
Because he was quick to throw Jimmy, Darcy, and Monica out this episode. Like, just go.
Get out. Any excuse to get them out. And you know.
Yeah, that's an interesting play.
And he seems to want to poke the bear constantly. Like, no nicknames. What are our powers? Blah blah. All that interrogation to Jimmy getting down on him very hard. It's
like a Palpatine.
And we don't have anything like directly saying, "Hey, audience, look at this dude" or something. It's just very strange and vague.
I know.
What if he's just Herb and it was like nobody would expect it? So, like they reference that line in this episode, like, "Hey, Wanda, do you want me to fix anything?" Like it was him the whole time, guys.
Right.
Him and Agnes are the only repeats, though, so he's a little funny. I know they got his ID on the outside, but it's kind of like. Are some of the people starting to figure this out a little bit? Like,
I think they are maybe a little bit here and there because. Because like the way he said it, do you want me to fix anything? And then like Agnes, when she thought, do you want me to take it again?
That was weird.
That was weird.
She just looks right at Wanda. She's like, do you want me to take that from the top? Like, and Wanda's even confused, like, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was right in front of Vision.
Who was also confused. Also, Paul Bettany, what a gem in this series he has been.
Oh, yes.
Gosh. He's so good, and he's so good in the show. And then people are talking about Dottie here, who we haven't seen Dottie since.
What, she's Mephisto?
I think episode 2.
I think she was in 1 and 2.
She was in 3 as well. The earrings. Did these?
Yeah. Okay, maybe, yeah.
Yes.
And wasn't she gardening in that episode too? I wonder if she is kind of clued into what's going on because she's the only one to have interrupted Wanda and questioned her, and Wanda did nothing to her because Monica instantly get out.
She got thrown out. Man. So someone says, Dottie was one that never got identified. Right. She wasn't, her thing wasn't on there. So, oh man.
So weird.
So much. So let's talk about that commercial. Speaking of weird, holy cow. As soon as it started, I was like, oh, we're going. First of all, I love that because you know what it reminded me of, that commercial or maybe it wasn't even a commercial. Was it a cartoon or something? Where the kid would like swung over the thing and he turned inside out. Do you guys know that? Am I just old and you guys?
Was that a Nickelodeon thing?
It was like Nickelodeon. It was like animation, and he like swung. He was swinging and he swung too far. And when he swung over the thing, he turned like inside out, and it was like inside out.
I remember that vaguely.
Anyway, it immediately gave me those vibes, and then, but in my head, I'm like, but it's not going to be as dark and creepy. And then I was like, oh, it is going to be as dark and creepy.
Oh man,
I mean, what is up with that whole? I mean, is this? I kind of feel like it's a Mephisto reference. I mean, they're basically saying, "I eat your magic," right? I snack on your magic, right? Like,
so
there's something with that, and then those people. That reminded me of the people that are stuck, right? He couldn't open the. So, what do you guys think about the commercial? Ren, you want to go first?
I think it's very suspicious as well because someone pointed this out on Twitter, and you can't get confirmation, but it does sound a little bit like Evan Peters making a voice. It also the shark is. I don't know why. This could be very far stretched, but I have the feeling if this was a quote unquote real commercial, the shark would be more of a bluish on the back, and it was very gray, which is a not shiny version of silver, Quicksilver maybe. And that, which I gotta say, that commercial was really dark. It got dark real fast. Like, Yo Magic, the food for survivors? Like, what?
I know.
it's also curious that it's the first commercial that doesn't have the parents or quote unquote parents, because we're still not sure. I think it points again towards Mephisto, because he's a shark. He's lurking in the waters, waiting for you to be an easy target, and boom, he'll eat you up.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Leo?
So the way that I interpreted it was, yes, the shark is Mephisto, and the magic and the person holding on to the magic is Wanda. And the magic cannot actually bring the dead people back to life the way she wants it to. Mm-hmm. So it's like that starving kid is like proving to Wanda that the magic can't bring anybody back. Quicksilver's still dead. Vision's still dead. We've even got like little blips here and there of their zombified versions here. So I think it's just to say like the magic that she's using, while it's sweet like yogurt, it still can't give her the result that she absolutely wants.
Yeah, that's good too. Oh,
who knows though? I mean, it could totally be anything.
We have no clue.
Yeah, 90s Nickelodeon all over again. No?
Right, I know. Well, I mean, geez, there's so much to think about. And how about that one line though, when Quicksilver's like, "Where you been keeping all the kids? I'd like to think they were sleeping in their beds."
Yes. Because there was a lot of people theorizing that the kids that show up in this episode were the ones that in the Spider-Man 3 set photos, there are lots of posters of missing kids. So there were a lot of people theorizing that these would be those kids, but at least so far,
I didn't even
nothing.
know that. Yeah. Wow.
Oh, I mean,
this just gets crazier and crazier because but Vision pointed out that there were no other kids.
Exactly.
Was that last episode? That was last.
I think it was last episode that he asked, "Why are there no kids in Westview?"
Yep.
Yeah. And then now there's a ton of kids in Westview.
Suddenly.
And so was that like her doing, or was that Mephisto?
Whoever's watching, like, oh, we better fill this in with some kids now.
If you guys were to guess, what would you guess? The kids was it Mephisto or was it Wanda? Because I'd wager Wanda.
You think Wanda?
For some reason, I don't have any reasons, honestly, but it's Wanda for some reason.
I think it's Wanda because every time an episode happens, it seems that there's this ominous reset button that suddenly adds one more layer to everything that's going on. It's like from 4 to 5, we get one more thing. From 5 to 6, here we are. Now we got the kids. The town's more filled out. Seems like there's more townspeople now. Like it just kind of seems to keep maybe even slowly expanding the hex, and we don't really know it, but it just seems there's a new thing every episode, little detail.
I know. I'm still wondering if this is all, I don't know that this is all her. Because so Agnes she actually said Wanda, where everybody else was saying she and her, right?
Yeah.
But is she saying that because she's trying to incite Vision? And Vision now she knows that someone talked to Vision and said her, and she's afraid she's going to get caught. So she's like, well, I'm just going to drop Wanda's name. And then Vision will think it's Wanda. I don't know.
Yeah, I honestly think Agnes is trying to play the both of them against one another. After that little moment, I'm like, I think she's trying to turn Vision against Wanda, make him second guess some stuff. So then she can just unlock those powers. And I almost wonder if later on we'll kind of maybe hear a voice or see something that clues us into someone influencing Wanda, because she did say she was lonely after Endgame, and that's an easy play for somebody like Mephisto to just creep on up and say okay, well, I can get her to use her full extent.
Right. You want him back? Go get his body, and I'll make you a nice little town where you can.
The best thing I think now is that since we are in Act 3, the next few episodes are just going to be answers. We're getting all the payoff. Because if it is Mephisto, I think next episode is ending with that. I think next episode is boom,
you think so?
Finishes, and here is the reveal. It's gotta be.
Because
you don't think they'll wait till 8?
Here's the thing, they're not going to give us final answers. So I feel like
not final answers. Yeah.
I mean, they won't ever give us. We're gonna have to wait. It's never gonna happen.
I'm almost wondering too. What if it is just all Wanda, and he just knows, like, I'm the ultimate Avenger? Monica dropped the line in episode 5, I want to say, where she was like, "This is the lady that could beat Thanos on her own."
Yeah.
What if she just knows I'm the guy? I'm the lady that could beat Thanos by myself. I can make anything happen that I want. Leave me alone, guys. This is my world.
Yeah. Well, that's when she came out and was all like, "Hey, you don't bother me. I won't bother you. I have what I want."
Didn't that seem weird? It's like every time her eyes glow, like there's this like swap in personality almost.
I think,
I think because it's the real Wanda, because like she's living this ideal world. She's happy, but she knows it's not real. We've talked about this. I think that the fact that she teaches her kids in the last episode, she has that conversation of, you can't just grow up to overcome your problems and get past them. You have to let them inside you and let your frustrations out and blah, blah, blah. So I think the show with that establishes very well that Wanda on some level knows that what she's doing is wrong. Like she has a conscience about it. Mm-hmm. And I think Vision is very much her Jiminy Cricket in this show. I think that's the purpose he's serving.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think the thing that you brought up, Leo, of her when she turns her eyes red, is just the sad, frustrated, grieving Wanda coming out, and the facade, the mask is taken off.
Yeah. Look at this theory someone has. It's not a bad theory. So everyone in the Hex is a survivor of a dead loved person. Yo magic for survivors, and they're all grieving. Like Ralph, right? Agnes keeps mentioning him. We've never seen him. I don't know. That feels
I still think Ralph is Mephisto himself.
Yeah, I know. I think could be too.
Because she at one point calls him Old Scratchy, and Old Scratchy is a nickname for the devil.
Yeah. I think he could be.
Who is Mephisto? Just tell us, Marvel.
I know. Watch Mephisto. What if Mephisto's just literally random background people throughout the whole?
That would be amazing. But like, who does Mephisto have someone actually playing him, or will it be what? And that would be really cool. It would kind of suck not having one actor to recognize him Mephisto, but it would be really cool for Mephisto to always be played by someone, and it doesn't have to be a big name or anything.
Like the mailman, and then maybe like just a random little person who threw out something here or there, just kind of playing behind the scenes, doing which is a very Mephisto thing to do.
Dang, could you guys just imagine a scene where like there are multiple people making eye contact with her, just looking at her like Wanda, and just like creeping her up. And then, maybe Mephisto comes. I was thinking when you said no Mephisto, I was wondering if maybe it would even just be a voice in her head and he wouldn't actually physically manifest, but he would just be playing with her from afar.
Yeah, man.
You just reminded me of something, Leo, of something that could happen that I hadn't considered. Because if Mephisto manifests himself as a voice in Wanda's head and he wants to like play with her and tease her, what better voice to use than Ultron's voice?
Oh my God. Yes,
because James Spader has been rumored to be the voice of it. Doesn't say that he's playing Ultron, and it's just a rumor, so he might not be in it at all, but the rumor is that he's going to voice Ultron. I think that would be amazing.
Well, that would be, because that would mess her up.
Yeah, strings.
Oh my God.
Oh, man.
There's so many things that could be going on. Wow.
I just wonder who it is. Like, is it somebody
like
at the forefront or behind the scenes?
Yeah, if you guys had to cast like someone as Mephisto, do you have anyone in mind you would like to see? Because like that's gotta be, if someone like big is coming in to play Mephisto, that's gotta be one of the best kept secrets ever.
I know.
Especially given that there have been leaks.
I would love for it to be Gary Oldman, to be honest. I think he's got some voice acting prowess.
That's really good.
Like, just bring him in off of Mank. Like,
I
love it.
Oh, I feel like I can't top that.
I don't know if I can top it, but I think given one specific performance that we've seen from this person, I think I can rival it. David Tennant playing Mephisto.
Yes. Oh, I could see him doing it for sure. He's also really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, that would be good.
I know.
What if it is his character from Jessica Jones and they're just bringing it's not Mephisto at all?
It was the Purple Man the whole time.
Hey, I mean, wouldn't be surprised.
If it happens, you heard it here first.
Right.
I called it.
If they hadn't already used him, I would go Jeff Bridges, but he's already been used. Iron Man 1.
Yeah.
He'd be the devil talking like this all the fucking time.
I love Norman Osborn, but William Dafoe's Norman Osborn. But but he was Norman Osborn.
Yeah, and he's gonna be in Spider-Man 3 though.
Right, I know.
As Norman Osborn.
Which is great. He's my favorite Green Goblin. Oh, he's so good. That's why I want Dark Reign so bad with him at the head of it.
Yes.
That's what I
Give him
want.
the chair.
You know who I would cast? Not to get off topic, but you know who I would cast as the MCU's Norman Osborn, Tessa? Because I think I once tweeted this out. It went semi-viral, but I don't think we knew each other yet. I cast Anthony Starr, who plays Homelander, as Norman Osborn.
Yeah, no, that's really good, actually.
That's super good.
He'd be good Mephisto, too, really.
True.
Well, he's good. He's very talented. Oh, man. He would be a good... All right, I'd be okay with that as
Heck yeah. Slick back hair.
Because I just like the way he plays good guy Homelander, and I think he could play good guy Norman Osborn very well.
Yeah.
And then the other side.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that'd be so good.
That would be so good. Man, so people are saying, I've seen this a lot actually on Twitter too, that will Darcy be a waitress in the
because those two broke girls.
Broke girls.
That would be funny. I don't know what's going to happen with her. Like we were saying, I wonder if it's just Monica gets powers, or is everybody, or is...
The thing is, we know Monica gets powers because she has powers in the comics.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
Everyone else could get powers. Who knows?
Yeah, they haven't been outside of the Hex. Yeah.
We're just not considering it.
Does anybody else want Hayward to get sucked in? Like, I was like, come on, get him captured.
I honestly want him to be Mephisto because I'm like, you're a really weird dude. I do not like you like from second one. So I just want to be proven right in that regard.
Well, he is just weird. Like he's very off. And it's like you said, it's either he's Mephisto or he's just like really bad at his job. And he's not a good actor. And
exactly.
I don't know. Unless his role was play this like you are Mephisto, but you're not. And then
play this like you don't care really. Like
I know.
Play this like you asked for a raise, but they didn't give it to you.
Exactly. I know. It's just there's so many possibilities. People are saying, yeah, okay. Moff Gideon for Mephisto.
Giancarlo, yes.
Dude, that's good.
Though there are a lot of people saying they want him as the MCU Magneto.
Oh,
I love that.
Yeah. I just love him in everything.
Yes, he's amazing. He's amazing.
Gus Fring.
I know. Oh my gosh. He's just so good. Because he's so good at that. Like, this is who I am. And like, you're going to listen to me. And I'm, you know, very subtly, he's really, really good at that.
The one scene from Breaking Bad that I remember specifically from him is when he's at the restaurant, he's smiling, and then he turns to Walt and just goes,
yeah. He's so good.
He's so good at that.
He is. And then in The Boys, like he's just good.
Oh, Tessa, someone's saying in the chat, Ian McShane as Mephisto. That would be really good as well.
There's a lot of good choices here.
Yeah. I'm sure, like, there's one actor that I would like for Marvel to cast as Galactus because he'd be just a voice. But if they don't cast this person as Galactus, I think Keith David would be an amazing Mephisto just because of the voice alone.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Walk in with some shiny shoes.
Yeah, suit.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, people are talking about who would you cast for the grown-up twins. I wonder, do you think we'll see them grow up
Let's put it this way: I wouldn't bet on us seeing them as like adults, but one more jump, like to 15 years old. I'd give it like a 15%, like not big, but there's a chance.
I want them because I want them, and I think they will be part of Young Avengers, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's going to happen. I hope it better. So what age do you think they have to be? Probably 13 to 16-ish to be on a team, right? What do you think, the Young Avengers? Because they're not like 10.
Yeah.
Like 15, 16,
probably 15,
yeah.
16, yeah.
And they've got to be around Spider-Man's age, I guess they don't have to be, but I'm trying to think, because that's a few months after this is Far From Home. I don't know. There's so many, like the timeline it's I'm like, okay, so this is going on. So it's like what, 6-7 months after what's happening now is when Far From Home happens.
If they don't like say this, the hex happened for a year, like who knows? Maybe it'll catch up to Far From Home. Ooh, somebody was saying Charles Dance as Mephisto. Okay, Game of Thrones drop.
That's Caroline, yeah. Man.
Ooh, they're not giving it to Shia LaBeouf. Sorry.
Yeah, it's not happening.
Can you imagine? No.
Ooh.
Oh boy. Please don't ruin the MCU. I'm all set with that. Joss. Oh my goodness gracious. That would be
You guys wanted a real villain? Well, we got him.
Yeah, right. There you go. What about Miles showing up? I think we will definitely get Miles. I don't think it will be in WandaVision.
No, and that's the thing. I don't think we should get any of these, like, unless it is a Patrick Stewart, because we already know him as the character, and it will be a one last time thing. Like, I don't think we should get the debut of any big characters.
Like Riri, right?
In this, like Reed. Like, I want to see the Fantastic Four in their movie. Like, I have a pitch for Ant-Man 3, which the post-credit scene is them, so they technically debut there, but it's just one scene that we'll see in the Fantastic Four movie, according to my pitch. It's my pitch, at least. But yeah, because I fear that if you debut someone so big, that people will be like, oh my god, that's Reed Richards. Now I want to see the Fantastic Four, but then we don't see the Fantastic Four
for like ever.
Yeah, exactly. Unless it is like the very last scene, and we got Fantastic Four right away, because I would feel that would be the Luke Skywalker cameo.
Yeah.
The Luke Skywalker, we've seen already a lot of him, and it was the season finale, and we had just seen him in the movie last year. So it's a similar situation, but also in different circumstances. So I'm really blanking on who it could be, because it has to be someone who will warrant a reaction, but it can't be someone too big.
Do you guys think it could potentially be Tony Stark from another universe?
I think that would be a too big situation. Like, Tony Stark is alive.
That's true.
That's true. It's like somebody big, but that will go away.
Right.
Yeah.
That'll give you that little, what?
Yeah, because we discussed the possibilities, and you can count them on one hand.
Yeah. I know. I mean, Professor X would be good.
I still have a little theory cooking that Toby could show up at the very end of this. Toby Maguire. Yeah.
Oh. There's been a lot of memes of that with this scene in Pleasantville asking, what the hell is this or something?
I mean, hey, he was at a costume fitting. Maybe it wasn't for Spider-Man 3. Maybe it was for WandaVision.
Yeah,
I'm reaching out. I'm reaching, but
no, but it's not impossible. So it's fair to go there. I just feel because like with us hearing so much about the Spider-Man 3 things and everything leaking, and Toby going for the costume fitting. The time he went for the costume fitting was like what, a month ago tops, and WandaVision has been done for
That's
a while.
true. Yeah.
It's the same way why when those rumors last week of Keanu Reeves being asked to be Kraven the Hunter, I told everyone it's not going to be for Spider-Man 3. They're already shooting. They can't like, hey, we have a script ready. Do you want to roll? We're already shooting. Like, that's not how it works.
Come on down. We'll find a spot for you. Like,
and then he says no, and he's like, oh, we got to rewrite the script. Whoops.
Whoa.
I know, man. Do you
Somebody
think there'll be an end credit? Oh, sorry.
Yes. I think we're gonna get a post credit for sure, teasing the Doctor Strange 2.
Ooh, I was thinking about that. I would actually say I was actually going to say we'll be getting a scene teasing Doctor Strange 2, but what if we got the actual debut of the Spider-Man 3 trailer? Because that's the next chapter in this story. It's very unlikely, and this is on Disney Plus, and Spider-Man is Sony, so a lot of things, but I don't know if it's impossible.
I'd be crying, man.
I know.
Can you imagine everyone just turning off the episode in the next as soon as the credits hit, and then
left on this awful cliffhanger, and then they throw that? We would be like, "Oh, my emotions!"
Didn't they do that for Far From Home after Endgame?
They showed in the re-release of Endgame.
Yeah.
The re-release, they showed like the opening scene when Fury and Maria Hill see the sand colossal or the elemental. Sorry.
Oh, I was thinking of when Holland was like, "If you haven't seen Endgame yet, turn away from this trailer," and then.
But I didn't go to the Endgame re-release, but from what I've heard of people who did, it was like literally just that scene. Because the film opens up with that, and then there's a title card, and that's it.
Yeah, so that was it.
Did they really throw that incomplete Hulk in there in that re-release?
Yes, but I think it was not in the middle of the movie, but they added it like as one of the post-credit scene because they're like a middle credit scene and then a post. They didn't put it in the middle of the movie.
I thought they squashed it right in the movie. Like, hold on.
Okay, guys, I got another funny suggestion for Mephisto. It's not meant to be taken seriously. Okay.
Ooh.
Tessa, feel free to kick me out if you don't like this, but Army Hammer as Mephisto.
Oh my god! I mean,
he eats people alive. Like what?
It's kind of his thing. So it's probably the only casting he could get right now.
I ran a big risk with that.
I saw. Did you guys see? It was bad. Someone tweeted it, and it was. You've seen what's her name? Glozell do the cinnamon challenge or whatever. Have you guys seen that?
Yes.
Someone said Army Hammer when Thanos snapped or whatever. And I was like, oh my gosh. Because she's like,
there are other versions of that. There are like pregnant women when Thanos snapped, and another one that's not safe for work. Let's just say that.
Oh, somebody put in the comments, did they mean what if Hank Pym shows up? That'd be kind of cool. I don't know if that'd be Luke Skywalker level, but Hank maybe somehow through the quantum realm.
But that is
Tess also suggested that, to be fair. My thing, not that I would mind that at all, just the one thing that I see that it would go against it is that Hank Pym hates S.H.I.E.L.D. Why wouldn't he hate SWORD? Like these government organizations that take advantage of his work. That's the one thing, but maybe if he does, that's cool.
What if, this is way out there, it's definitely not going to happen, but what if a cloak showed up, it looked like Luke Skywalker, and it's just Deadpool underneath the hood, and he's like, did I take a wrong turn at Albuquerque? What's going on here?
That would be so funny.
Is this Disneyland? That would be cool.
I feel like they're going to do so many fun things with Deadpool.
What if some people are saying in the chat, what if Mark Hamill is Mephisto, and that's what they meant by the Luke Skywalker cameo?
Oh!
He can play a villain very well.
He sure can. That would be crazy.
Ooh, I'm not against that idea.
I know. That would be really cool. And that would be big. That would be crazy.
But by the way, have you seen this? It's not very on topic, but have you seen that the Monica Rambeau poster of the show with all the TVs behind it? She actually has not sure if it would be her suit, but it actually has her color scheme of her superhero suit from the comics.
Oh, really? I didn't notice.
I have an image if you want to share, Tessa, on the screen.
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
Like you can see the black shoulders, and then it gets that's white. That's basically her suit in the comics.
Yeah.
The
I never
astronaut
thought
look
that.
kind of in the middle.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
Ah,
that could be the aerospatial engineer.
right.
Wow.
I love her. She was such a good casting choice.
Oh,
She's so
brilliant.
good.
Oh, she's
She's
so good.
so good.
Man, and there's so much. Oh, look, it changed our layout. That's
Oh yeah.
Got a little more space here. Hey now.
I know. Ooh. Before I was like, I have to stay still in my little
We're breeding. Ah.
Now we can see more of you guys' glorious collections.
It's dark back there. I forgot to turn my light on, I guess, back there. Oops. Listen, I was frazzled today because that trailer came out when it was not supposed to come out. And
Yeah, Leo just sent us. I'm like, what? There's 3 hours
I
left.
know. I know. I was like, what's going on? I guess someone said there was a leak, and they threw it out as quick as they could before.
Okay.
Tech got on Vero and was like, okay, we're about to drop it, guys, in a couple of minutes. So like, oh, excuse me. I was just trying to relax, sir.
I know. I was like drinking coffee in my PJs. I was like, I better get clothes on and run to the computer. This is crazy. Oh man. But yeah, so I'm looking at Deadpool showing up. Where's the waffles and chicken?
So do you guys think we'll get much more of the sitcom stuff, or do you think they're gonna kind of start to move away from those intros and really incorporating that element heavily?
Intros.
I love them too.
Because I love them. I think we will. I do think it's going to be a lot less of it though. And like the next ones are supposedly, if you see the like trailers, it's a lot of like Wanda talking to the screen. So they're kind of pulling in the like Modern Family / Office or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a lot of that.
Mondays, am I right?
I know. But I think it's going to be a lot of, well, like Ren was saying, we're going to start getting answers, I think.
Yeah.
So we're going to move away from sitcom here. And even this one was, yes, sitcom, but like some heavy stuff. When she said that, she's talking to Quicksilver and he's like, how did you do it? You know, what happened here? At least you kept couples together and some people got better jobs. Like, so they put in, like, it's kind of funny and he's playing the brother and all that. But at the same time, they're giving you some actual information.
Yeah, couple answers, but way more questions.
I know. And what's gonna happen with Vision? Like,
oh my
that's
gosh.
what I want to know. Now that he's okay,
dead.
Probably. He's
so dead by the end of this.
Yeah.
Oh, he is by the end of this for sure. But like the beginning of next episode is he gonna be like he's gonna remember all this stuff? What's he gonna?
Because is he though? Like I mean,
well, think about
so.
You go ahead, Ren.
In my review, I sometimes use clips like in front of me instead of me just be here talking to the camera. Sometimes I use clips. I always do accordingly to fair use, 10 seconds each tops. And I don't want to spoil too much. And it's a trailer, so it could be trailer's trickery. But the mid-season trailer, there's a quick moment that seemingly shows a fight between Vision and Wanda. That's all I'm going to say.
I gotta go back.
Yeah, like powers against powers, you know?
Was it different from the episode 5 one when they rise up against?
Yes, no, it's actually fighting out in the street.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because she does like
maybe
fling a blast in the street.
She flings something at him and he goes lower density and it goes through him. Like, again, I don't want to spoil anything. It could be trail trickery. She could be attacking someone else. They could be teaming up and someone is in the middle of them, you know.
Right.
But I think now Vision is going to like insist on what is going on.
That line from episode 5, the stop lying to me. I'm just like, Bettany, you are just killing him, my man.
How about just the start of this one when he's like, she's like, thanks for humoring me. He's like, well, it was the only thing in my closet. So it's like, basically, you didn't give me a choice. He's throwing the shade at her. I love it. Oh, it's nuts.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're gonna. So that's why I'm wondering where the star of this one is gonna bring up, because they've got this whole new addition to town, this circus.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, what the heck?
They got a car stand as well, because we saw one of the sides expanding, but we got to think hexagonal. It expanded like to all sides, all 6 sides. So that's got to be. Is that still only New Jersey? Did it get New York, and that's how we now get the Spider-Man connection?
Oh, maybe. This is crazy.
Okay, crazy theory. I just said a crazy theory, like crazy popped up in my head. What if the hex, whatever is inside the hex, is not only just like something that Wanda is created, but is part of another universe itself. So through the X, she's connecting to universes, and since now it's expanding, like let's say she takes over Lower Manhattan with the expansion, and that's how Tobey Maguire comes in, because he was in that part of town in his universe, and now they're clashing. Because we've discussed this, you and I discussed this. I think you and I discussed this too, Leo, because we in the group chat. Maybe she can do that right now, but what if? Because this is escalating. Like her powers are escalating. She's becoming more and more and more powerful. What if Wanda can actually create universes and open the portals herself?
Oh my gosh.
Because that's why I think she's the antagonist in Doctor Strange too.
Yeah, you bring up a good point. What if the hex is the beacon for the universes to start opening, and what if she just spreads it to the entire world, and maybe they're not necessarily anymore under the influence of Wanda, but the actual hex engulfs the entire planet. It just starts opening universes, and it's like 60 Spider-Man style. People are pointing at each other like, you're who? What? Wait, what?
Yeah, right. That was good. Yeah, I mean, I think that's really, and then that's how they end it. She freaks out, and it goes, and you see it take over like the whole world, and they're like, and now wait for Doctor Strange 2. And you're like, no.
Do you guys think it'll end with her in a freak out? Like,
I think it could.
I think she freaks out. Something goes very wrong, and that's it. That's the groundwork for Doctor Strange. Because we gotta get a starting point. It can't just end like she freaks out. The end.
Right. Yeah. Oh man,
what's gonna happen?
There's gonna be. I think it's gonna be huge. What happens?
Yes.
It's gonna be a big deal.
And it's gonna be even strong. I think whatever the show has left is gonna be even stronger in the horror elements. And in Doctor Strange 2, it's gonna be very strong. Because I think Wanda's going to be the antagonist, who is someone whose goals conflict with the heroes, Doctor Strange, but isn't necessarily evil. I think that fits Wanda very well. I think then Mephisto will be the villain in that. But then something that we talk about, the connections and all that, but someone we're forgetting, it is Mordo. Mordo, I think, will also want to be after Wanda, because he wants to end all magicians. She's a magician, a sorcerer, sorry.
Right, but yeah.
What if he's working with Mephisto? Oh my goodness.
Given his motivations and his words at the end of the first, I don't think he'd work with the devil himself. But who knows? Maybe he's an hypocrite.
Maybe he makes a deal with the devil to. Who knows?
Somebody made a deal with the devil. I really, truly think there's some deal going on in here. And if she can't remember stuff, like did Mephisto? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Like Mephisto came to her and kind of coaxed her into doing this.
Yeah, because that's the thing. What we see,
we
to reinforce that theory, Tessa, what we see of the surveillance footage when she broke into Sword, she's wearing the clothes she was wearing at the funeral in Endgame. So she bolted out of the funeral and went right there. So that conversation with Hawkeye is meaningless, basically.
Yeah, that's true.
Hawkeye's Mephisto, guys. That wasn't Hawkeye.
Hawkeye the whole time.
It's not Hawkeye the show, it's Mephisto the show.
It's like right after that conversation, he pulls her to the side and he's like, now you know you want to go get Vision, don't you?
Yeah, right. Let's go get his body and create. Oh man. It's just all so crazy.
I almost feel like her breaking in and getting Vision though was like almost kind of warranted because it seemed to me like they were weaponizing him. So from her standpoint,
for sure,
she would want to fulfill what Vision never wanted, and that's to be a weapon, but to be her husband in this perfect land of hers.
Yeah, they weren't doing anything good. I'm sure.
No, they most definitely weren't.
We've learned not to trust government organizations, especially in the MCU,
right?
And in other universes as well, like the real one.
Like the real one, yes. A lesson has been learned. Someone's talking about WandaVision season 2. I don't think that. I think this is a one and done limited series. I don't think it makes any sense to have a season 2. And that's not to say there might not be some kind of Wanda show or future, but it's not going to be WandaVision. At the end of this, Vision is gone. He is gone, and he's not
very dead.
Yeah. Gosh, that was such a sad scene when he's just like reaching out and like help the townspeople.
That's all he wants is to help them.
Yeah. He's a hero. We don't deserve him. He's too good for us.
I know.
I was like, no, Vision, stop.
And Darcy was all just like, why aren't you helping him? And
Sword is useless. That's all I gotta say.
They were just literally sitting there, like watching him, like it was a movie debut.
And again, the director, he wasn't worried. He wasn't trying to arrest him or apprehend him or attack him. He basically had more of a look of curiosity rather than anything else. Which again, it's very suspicious. I don't like this dude. Now watch him be just a dude by the end.
Right. He's just a bad actor. He's just not,
exactly.
He just portrayed this guy all wrong. That's all he did.
I went to see him on IMDb. He has good credits. I've seen him in other stuff, and like I don't remember him standing out good or bad. So I don't know.
I know, because he is so shady. Every single thing he says and every look.
Yeah, the looks, like he acts like there's no urgency to anything. Like people are disappearing. We need to get this ready. So go gather the names. Like, hurry up, dude. Aren't you invested in this?
Someone said Hayward is Ultron.
Ooh.
I'd actually be pretty tight.
I would need an explanation, but I wouldn't mind that.
Right. Yeah. We need to know how that happened. But man.
I like your theory, Ren, that it could be like this Palpatine like play, turn both sides against one another, kind of be an influence of both. Ooh.
Yeah, and he would want to know all the information. What did they know? Because maybe he doesn't understand this himself. Because he doesn't understand how powerful Wanda is himself.
Yeah. People say Victor Doom is the aerospace engineer.
Oh, whoa.
That's actually in froze, but that's the best froze. Oh,
right? We're just gonna freeze up Ren.
That's someone else who I'd give. That's another role I'd give to David Tennant. To be honest, I like. There was one episode. Sorry for the shame plug, but there was one episode where we did like pitches for Phase 4 movies when none of them were announced. This was back in the summer last year, and I pitched Ant-Man 3, and I cast David Tennant as Victor Von Doom.
I mean, I love.
He can do anything. Yeah,
he's good.
Like any of the Doctor Who's would play a good Doctor Doom, because like either him or Matt Smith would. Would be amazing.
Matt Smith would be tight. I would like to see Nikolaj Coster-Waldau, Jamie Lannister.
Yeah, he'd be amazing too. Yeah, he'd be amazing too.
Oh, there's a lot of good options. Let's hope they pick.
But that's a great pull that I hadn't considered myself. Like being because Doctor Doom. Again, it's someone I would prefer to be introduced in Fantastic Four itself, and there's rumors that he's going to be the villain in Black Panther 2, which I really don't like. I know he's a Black Panther villain as well, but he's Fantastic Four. Keep him to the Fantastic Four. But if he was like introduced, here's this person, and then he goes away, I think that could work. Yeah. But again, it's going to be one of those things. We see him again only in like 3 or 4 years.
Right.
Well, that's the thing. They're going to show us someone. They're going to be like, no, just wait.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Sit back, relax.
Yeah.
I think I prefer Namor for Black Panther too, but
Me too.
I really like what you were saying earlier. Don't make it so like introductory to the rest, unless it's unless it's Spider-Man 3, then it's like, okay, that's kind of down the line, December. But I agree with you. Don't give it like if we get a Fantastic Four, it's like, okay, well, 5 years later, we'll be waiting.
Exactly.
I don't put it past them though. Marvel, like think of all the end credits we've gotten. They're usually pretty the next one, but like they teased the Infinity Stone. So
that's true.
Before,
That's true.
Isn't Thanos at the end of Age of Ultron? He's like, I gotta, if you can't do it right, I gotta do it myself. And then it's like, okay, 3 years later.
Right. See? Wait.
But he had been teased before. But he had been teased before as well. And
Avengers 1.
Avengers 1, then Guardians, he's in it.
Right.
The first one. I don't know. Because, like, it's got to be someone that the movie is quote-unquote close, or someone that we will see maybe one time, maybe several times up until then. Because
it might be in other movies before they're...
Exactly. Let's say it was Reed Richards. Like, if we're only getting Fantastic Four in like 2 years or more, like 2-3 years, it would have again. He's also one of the people that would be. He's too big now. I don't care about this. I want to follow him. You know.
I know, right?
But it would have to be. But he would have to be like involved somewhat in other movies.
Too.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That's also true.
They always get together, the big brains, so to speak.
Yeah.
Comics, they get together to solve big problems like Wanda, right? So
yeah,
like a little snippet of him here, a little sprinkle of him there, and then you get the full.
Come on, John Krasinski, we know you're out there.
I know. That is actually like a really decent casting choice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he's my number one. Like I'm not one of those people that's gonna be angry if they cast someone else, but he's my number one.
He'd be so good.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's like if we get him,
because you've seen A Quiet Place too.
Oh my god, I forgot. I'm so jealous again.
I know.
I didn't want to bring it up.
Oh man.
But you guys know he is not in A Quiet Place too, right?
Isn't he in like flashbacks or whatever? But he did it. He directed it, right?
He is. I'm sorry. He is in flashbacks.
Oh, okay.
You're right.
Because I remember I saw the trailer and I was like,
yeah, no, he is. You're right. I don't know why I said that, but he's not in too much.
Because it's been so long since you've seen it.
Yeah. It's almost been a year. Like in a few weeks, it'll be a year.
Oh my gosh. When is that coming out?
Who knows? You know how many movies we were supposed to get this last year? It's so sad.
Yeah. But I think September right now. It was delayed, and now it's got a September release.
Fingers crossed. I feel like hopefully we're at the end of the delays. Maybe like another handful of them, and then that's it.
Hopefully. Yeah.
I mean, with the vaccines, and they just said here anyway, they said everybody who wants it should be able to have it by the end of April. That's soonish.
Yeah.
I don't know, how is it over there? I know we're way off topic now. But.
I don't know. I think I think the last I heard, the soonest someone like me is getting the vaccine is like October something like that. Yeah.
Jeez.
Boris Johnson for you.
You should make yourself high risk. Go get a disease so that you can get.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Oh,
I think I've gotten it before because I didn't have any symptoms, but back in October, my housemates had it. They got tested. I couldn't get tested because I didn't have any symptoms. So I just assume I am Ellie from The Last of Us and I'm immune and I'm the answer to all of this.
You might have if your housemate had. I mean, you had to have, I would imagine.
Yeah, if I was to get it, I most likely had it there.
Some symptoms some of the cases just don't even have symptoms ever.
No, exactly. That's just what I'm saying. I didn't have any symptoms, so I couldn't get tested because they don't allow people to ask for a test if you don't get symptoms here.
Damn.
Crazy. Anyway, that's way off topic, but it had nothing to do with WandaVision.
Please be okay.
But yeah, I just am ready for movies and stuff to come back. Quiet Place 2.
I'm ready to be in a theater, y'all, with a big bucket of popcorn and a drink.
Yes, please. I don't even eat popcorn that much, but I'm gonna need a big bucket just for me to make that 4,000 calorie intake. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Get one of those collectible buckets with the deep bottom.
I know. I have like buckets from all different, like we have a Shazam and a Birds of Prey and
nice.
And we used to not get them, but then I was like, I want these because they're cool and for the good comic book stuff. But.
Yeah, they only have those here very rarely. I know I have one for Rogue One, and there's another one that I have, but I can't remember what it is for some reason.
You'll remember it like an hour from now. Like,
someday. Maybe it's The Last Jedi because I feel it's another Star Wars thing, but I'm not sure.
I collect those little IMAX tickets that Regal Cinemas gives out. And even if I'm at a premiere screen, I'm like, hey, do you guys have those like little IMAX tickets? They usually hook it up. They cool about it.
That's good.
What I used to do was posters. Like, do you have posters in the back? Do you? And they take me there, and they would allow me to see everything. But then I would ask, "Is this one available?" And they're like, "No, the distributor asked for that one back." I just looked, and one time I got out of there like with 15 posters or something. John Wick, Mission Impossible 5, like. And this was like, in 2017 or 16. So these were like old posters when I got them.
Oh, that's cool.
They let you go shopping. All right.
Yeah. That's what you get for being a faithful client from one of the cinemas.
Oh, man. Does anybody else do you guys have anything you want to touch on from WandaVision before we we're coming up on an hour and a half here? I'm trying to think of what
I'm trying to think what else is there to cover that we haven't.
I think we're going to start seeing things kind of slip along with Wanda's mentality. Like we're going to see her mental breakdown. And so we're going to start to see the mix of the reality and the sitcom kind of start happening way more often. Like that blip that happened with Quicksilver this episode. I think we're going to start seeing stuff like that. Like she's going to start looking around and people will be like, help me. And then go back to where they were. Like, I think we're going to start seeing more creepy, weird instances happening as Wanda's kind of slipping a little bit more.
Yeah, I know. I hope we start getting into it. I feel like we might start getting them.
We have to, because if it is the third act, which is weird, because now with the length of the episodes, the third act is going to end up being the longest.
Half of the show, basically.
Yeah, because each of them are going to be an hour. It's been confirmed. Okay, I'm going to ask a question none of us want to be asked.
Oh, geez.
Do you think there's any way at all that they could F this up somehow at the finish line? Obviously not ruin the entire show, because what's been seen, it's really good. I'm sure it's going to hold up, but if it ends in a
Well, that's what's bothered me about this whole, like, there's going to be a Luke Skywalker type cameo, and that doesn't actually, if they're like, yeah, that was Evan Peters, and you're like, what?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? If we're like waiting for this big reveal.
But did someone say that? Did someone say that?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, that it was Evan Peters, you mean? No, I'm just saying,
okay.
What if we got that?
Because I still don't think it was. I still think we're going to get that.
Because Paul Bettany said in an interview, right, it was like, is there somebody I really wanted to work with? So I'm like, okay.
And Evan Peters, sorry, Tessa, but Evan Peters is not a cameo anymore. He's in an entire episode. It's not a cameo.
That's true.
That's a good point. I'm just afraid. I feel like there's a very slim chance it could not deliver. Very slim. Yeah. I think Kevin knows what he's doing. I'm not concerned. But there's that part of me like, am I going to be so hyped and excited and, oh, this is going to be epic? And then it's, you know, it's more a worry than a, like, I actually think that will happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I have the same exact thought as you. I think there is a very slim margin, but just even the Quicksilver reveal was like really cool. I think it's going to be somebody it's either potentially going to be somebody we've already guessed that is huge, like Patrick Stewart, or maybe even Ian McKellen Magneto, or it's going to be somebody we never even thought. But then when we see them, it's like, oh my God, they brought that person in. So I don't think so. I really don't think so. Just because we even got Quicksilver mid-season, like I think we'll get somebody huge at the end of the season.
Yeah, what do you think?
Sure. Like you guys, it's possible. It's always possible that something is going to suck or not be as great as the rest has been up until now. But we all say it all the time. In Feige, we trust, and this has just been such a creative show in every conceivable level. Like who says, "Hey, let's do a different opening sequence for every single episode"? Like. The acting is on point. The writing is fantastic. Like, I don't know how they would have to write something to flub it up by the end.
Yeah.
And this was supposed to come after Falcon and Winter Soldier, right?
Yes.
So I think Falcon and the Winter Soldier is going to be very much a buddy cop type. That's how the trailer anyway made it look. And so I think it was kind of doing its own thing anyway. And I don't think it'll be related to this at all.
No, but it will be related to Black Widow.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Which they still haven't delayed. So I
know.
Are you coming out or not?
I know. I think they're waiting to see how Raya does on Disney Plus.
Oh, yeah.
Access. That's what I think. And then that will determine if they're going to push it or if they're going to dual release it. That's my guess anyway.
Because Feige is hesitant about the dual release.
I think Marvel in general is like, they want their stuff on the big screen, which I get. They have because they think they want
it too.
Right. Exactly. I think they want it to be completely separate from their shows because they are doing shows.
Yeah.
So I think they don't want them to be looped into. It's just like a, WandaVision extended. What I mean?
Right.
They don't want it put in there as a show, so I get that. But I think they're gonna wait, see how Raya does, and then maybe we'll get an answer.
Hopefully.
No delays.
I know.
And hopefully there's a cinema open near me to go see it.
I'm in New York. There's no cinemas open here, so
I know I have some open, but it's very expensive.
Well, is it Black Widow worthy if they release it?
It's gotta be because I've been waiting like a year at this point.
I'm hazmat suiting up if it comes out in theaters. I'm gonna be in there.
Because basically, why I say it's expensive because I go to this one cinema chain. I have the card. It's the Cineworld card. They own Regal over there in the States.
Oh yeah.
And I pay a monthly fee of 20 pounds, which is like $24, something like that, I think. And I don't pay anything else. I just pay the monthly fee and I can go watch as many movies as I want. But then if I don't have the card, I'm paying like 17 pounds for a solo ticket, for a single ticket.
Yeah.
And I have to go to this other chain because my chain Cineworld is not open at the moment.
Oh, gotcha.
So did they shut that down for y'all or are you still paying?
No, they closed it out, so they froze every account.
Oh, yeah, okay. Good. I was like, I would be like,
no.
We're still charging.
Otherwise, I would have canceled my card a long time ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds like I guess that's how they make sure they're staying afloat, right?
Yeah, no, but they chose to close it because they didn't have to, but they chose to close it. Like the last movie I saw was Saint Maud last October, before they closed. I think it's now out over there.
Mm-hmm.
I think it just like this week or last week, maybe. Yeah, Wolverine. People want Wolverine.
Everybody wants Wolverine.
I know.
I would want. He's my favorite X-Men.
Right.
Not me.
I
kind of feel like Logan was like such a perfect ending.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Leave it.
Yeah, I'm not saying Hugh Jackman. I'm saying I want whoever's going to be the MCU Wolverine.
Oh my God, cigar in mouth, walking through boots. Oh man!
Someone said it in the comments, and I'll say it again. Taron Egerton.
Oh, what was that? You glitched.
Taron Egerton.
Taron Egerton as Wolverine. I think it'd be great.
Yeah. Okay. I get nervous about Wolverine. He's one there's a few that like make me nervous when they bring them in because I want them to be so perfect.
Yeah.
And they have to live up to like Hugh Jackman. But I guess you don't. You just can't compare them is what you have.
No.
That's the way to do it.
The quote unquote complicated thing for me about casting Wolverine, yes, there's the precedent of Hugh Jackman. You have to live up to that, sure. But it's that it can't be someone like too old because you want him to play the role for the longest time possible. But then it can't be someone too young because usually when actors are younger, like around my age, they look like this. I don't look like Wolverine, but Taron Egerton is a bulky person. He's very much in shape. Not just in shape, but he has the Wolverine type of body shape and build that you would want. So he's just someone that comes to mind.
Yeah, he would be a good one. Man.
And he has worked with Hugh Jackman.
Right.
Oh, that's right.
Get tips from him.
I remember fan castings and ramblings like a couple years ago, Shia LaBeouf, and I was like, okay, that's not a possibility. And I didn't like it back then either.
Yeah, and now it's an impossibility for sure.
That's not going to happen. Shia. Poor Shia. Oh. Gonna stick to Netflix movies. All right. Well, I think we're good. Mel Gibson as Wolverine. I don't.
No, Milo Gibson. Oh no, they did say Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson, Old Man Logan. Hold on.
Huh. But I actually read Milo Gibson for some reason. Is there someone named Milo Gibson?
More than one person.
There is someone named Milo Gibson.
No, I mean like maybe someone else commented. Oh yeah, a couple comments above that they said Milo. That's why I saw it.
He's the son of Mel Gibson, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, son of Mel Gibson.
Peter Dinklage.
Oh my God.
Oh boy.
Tom Hardy.
He'd be good.
Venom.
He'd be good. But
Danny DeVito.
That's the dream cast. That's the dream cast.
I thought I was in Philadelphia. What's going on here?
Oh man. Oh goodness gracious. Anyway, all right. On that note, I think any final thoughts besides Danny DeVito for
Just stay away from the leaks, everybody, because there's been leaks. If you know the leaks, do not tell them to anybody. Please don't suck. Don't be a sucky person.
It's true.
Be a good person.
Yeah,
right.
Seriously.
The thing is, if there's leaks out there, if someone wants to be spoiled, they can find it.
Yes.
So don't be the person to make sure everybody sees it, even if they don't want it.
Yeah.
Because that's not cool. And hopefully, I'm hoping that we find a sweet spot time somehow that we can have Dave and Ren on together and maybe like an epic, like tons of people on here to talk about after the finale. Because I feel like there's going to be a lot of stuff we want to talk about. But there's going to be a sweet spot where it's a normal time in the UK and Australia. And I don't think there is one. But
because I think when an European and an Australian can be on the live stream, usually it's not good for the Americans.
Right, exactly.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. I know to get everybody, but I'd love to have a big group after the finale.
For sure.
So we'll try to figure it out. We'll be talking, and I'll let you guys all know when you can join in. But this was fun. Thanks. Why don't you guys real quick let everybody know where they can find you again? Go ahead, Ren.
You can find me everywhere on Twitter and YouTube at Ren Geekness, and I do movie reviews, trailer reaction, all things geek, and every week I do a spoiler review for WandaVision, so I want you guys to join me in the comments, and I have a few early reviews coming this week, and if you go to the channel, you'll see what there are. And you have a reaction to Justice League trailer. Yes, right now. we all do. We all have a reaction to Zack Snyder's Justice League, and thank you, Tessa, for having me on here. This has been really fun, and hopefully you can do it again at the end of all this. I know, because I feel like they're going to leave us with not all the answers, and then we'll have all this stuff to speculate in years. All right, Leo, why don't you let everyone know where they can find you? Love this comment that says Ren Geekness is Mephisto.
Ren, it's been you the whole time. It's just Ren. Heck, I'd be jumping up and down.
I don't have like a mask or anything to play the part here.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Cast Ren Geekness as Mephisto.
I can do voices, Feige. Cast me as Mephisto.
It's a little late, probably, but
yes. and I can't travel, obviously.
right. Yeah, so, it's a good point. Oh, Leo, why don't you let everyone know where to find you?
Come on over to Geekly Goods, guys. Every week I do things geek. Ren, I stole that from you just now because I was like, I like that. But come on over to the channel, guys. I do movie reviews, reactions, all kinds of things geek, guys. Coming up on the channel, got a Stargirl episode 1 reaction. And then obviously just some WandaVision coverage and more things going on. So come on over. A couple early reviews stacked up too. Hit me on YouTube, Geekly Goods, and then on Twitter, I'm Leo Rydell and Geekly Goods as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining me. This was super fun, and hopefully we can have a nice, big, giant group breakdown discussion. What's going to happen with the rest of the MCU talk after the last episode. And for those of you that joined us chatting, thank you. You guys were super fun in the comments. And if you're watching this back, let us know who you would cast for these people and who do you want to be that big reveal cameo. I think Professor X is after our discussion, or Dr. Doom. Those are my top 2.
I think Ren Geekness is Mephisto in mine.
Right, yeah, exactly.
No, not Ren Geekness as Mephisto. Mephisto as Ren Geekness. That would be something.
Oh, and that note, thank you guys for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and we'll see you next time.